You're off the edge of the map, mate. Here there be monsters.
In the book, The World is Flat, writer Thomas L. Friedman does his absolute best to recount how the technological boom of the 20th century changed our lives forever. The book takes its title from the pre-Columbus era, where the universal thought was that the world was flat. It was believed that if one voyaged too close to the distant horizon, that one would fall off the edge of the earth and disappear into oblivion. Columbus, as we know, changed history and discovered the world was round. This led to a tremendous outbreak in intellectual curiosity. What is out there beyond this big blue sea? Columbus' newfound discovery intrigued the elite of the world and was the foundation of the transatlantic colonized empires.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With the responsibility of monitoring developing empires in the Caribbean and Americas, world leaders gravitated to the development of faster world travel and rapid communication. The steamship, car, and airplane were just some of the developments that sparked interest by speeding up travel. But when it came to communication across seas, nothing was more instrumental than the telephone. Now the head honchos could be continents away and still be brought up to speed on events transpiring in their organizations in real time. But this was not enough. There was still a void that held sway. Oh, if I could just see what was happening in real time, one device made this all possible.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Line of sight was still the big hoot of the day, even into the 80s, and this became a hindrance to the development of technologies. Line of sight suggests that the best way to communicate across platforms between two devices is if those devices are literally within sight of each other. This is how the once popular infrared devices communicated. When you expand this idea, line of sight communication is easily accomplished across a flat football field.
This was the catch you first saw on our Play of the Night by Western Washington's Chris Moore. Last night.
But what about a circular Earth? Line of sight becomes frighteningly more difficult. The World Wide Web changed communication law forever, but there is no forerunner that established this point more than the web camera. With the outbreak of technology fever in the early 90s, the web camera became a staple of the techno-savvy elite. The early web cameras were bulky, appliances, hardly beautiful, and difficult to migrate into the hardware setups on many computers. Software-wise, they were a nightmare to configure, if you were lucky to get that far. Not only were they physically eyesores, but they also, in keeping with internet streaming capability of that day, offered very low video quality. However, amidst the confusion, engineers knew this was a prize they could not let go. As years passed, internet streaming became substantially faster, driver recognition for hardware became nearly instantaneous, and web cameras adopted a sleeker, sexier style. They became standard accessories, built into the display of laptops in the 21st century. By the mid-2000s, any cell phone manufacturer wanted to cut a sector of the telecommunication industry knew it was only acceptable to produce phones with built-in cameras. These devices began as simple, still picture cameras with a very low resolution. Nowadays, cell phones come with camera pixel rates north of 7 or 8 megapixels. Right now, the three largest phone, laptop, and tablet competitors only produce contenders for the top spot that boast of in-house cameras. In the pre-internet era, more importantly the pre-webcam era, the only way for musicians to record an album together was for them to literally be in the same studio, playing their instruments together. Now with the advent of the webcam, a drummer in Boston can web conference with a bass guitarist in Philly and a pianist in New York and play. director in Atlanta can go over last-minute details for a show in Dallas face-to-face without ever getting on a plane. A busy film director can personally scout the location of his next scene 3 states away by simply sending a runner out ahead with nothing but an internet-connected iPhone and see the location for his next shoot in real time, 360-degree panoramic view without leaving the office. The possibilities are simply endless. Of course, for each action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. With the minimization of video capturing devices, it has become infinitely difficult to catch a thief. With increasingly larger storage capacities, criminals can now film hours of copyright-protected movies from cell phones that fit into the palm of their hands. Likewise, concert goers have the ability to record live performances of artists and post videos over the web for weeks sometimes, before they are found and seized by the authorities. And increasingly popular is the new age of hacking, cell phone hacking, specifically multimedia hacks of celebrities' personal videos and pictures that stumble onto the web. All these atrocities cast a dim light over the benefit of this technology.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's
The
impossible.
webcam, like all other inhibitions, is something that will be with humans forever. The sex industry has ensured this, building a strong financial campaign around the premise of being able to seductively peep at the supposed girl next door. With the webcam, you can see into people's homes, their rooms, their life. You can travel from Miami to China in seconds. You can visit friends and family across the world. You can even host a virtual reunion with as many people as your platform will allow, all through the power of a device the size of a fingernail. But most importantly, it goes to show that through the power of technology and the web camera, the world is once again flat.